देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। असुतमा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। Okay, so we have couple new students today, right? Anya and Aryan joined us. So everybody say hi to them.
Okay.
Okay.
They joined us.
They joined us. Okay guys, we will sing slok number chapter number 2 from slok 21 to 38. Right? We finished till 38. Ansh, are you keeping time on that? 38?
I got it.
Right? So 21 to 38. 21 to 21 to 39. Okay, Sean.
Wait, we're starting at 20.
Ansh and Sean, I will separate you guys today. Okay. So can you share the Gita with him? Yes.
What page?
I think it was 84, right? Page number 84, guys.
Okay.
Alia, it's page number 84.
And is
Right?
it 21?
21. Okay.
So we're not going to repeat it right now. We're just going to
21 to 38.
You don't need to guess part.
21 to 38. Okay? We're gonna-
How come no om on the board?
Okay, guys, let's start.
It's page 84. I know, but I lost my page.
Your finger.
No, to my other thing. 21 to what?
You keep adding stuff every time.
I know. Okay, chalo guys, let's start.
Okay.
You guys are ready there?
Okay.
Okay, don't mute the thing. I want to hear from you guys too.
They don't have numbers. So
That's okay. That's okay. Let's not mute it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Veda vinashinam nityam yaenam ajamavyayam tatasa purusha partha kam katayati hantikam vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grinani naroparani तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णा यान्यानि संयाति नवानि देहे नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावक न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः अच्छेद्योऽयमदायोऽयम् अक्लेद्यो शोष एव च नित्यः सर्वगतस्तारुर्अचलोऽयं सनातनः अव्यक्तोऽयमचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकार्योऽयमुच्यते तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचिन्तुमर्हसि अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्मामृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्यर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि अव्यक्तानि भूतानि अव्यक्तानि भारत अव्यक्तानि धनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद् वदति तदेव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वा येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् देहि नित्यमहद्योऽयं देहे सर्वस्य भारत तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि न विचारेष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि धर्मादियुद्धश्रेयो क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते यदक्षय च कोन्मन्नं स्वर्गद्वारं पपाप्युष सुखान् क्षत्रिया पार्थ लभते युद्धमीदृशम् अथ चेत्त्वमिदं धर्म्यं सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मकीर्तिं च हत्वा पापमर्हसि अकीर्ति चापि भूतानि कथयस्यन्ति ते व्ययम् सम्भाव्यस्तस्य कीर्तिर्मरणादतिरिच्यते भयाद्रोणादुपरन्तं मत्स्यन्ते त्वाममहारथा यस्यन्ति च त्वां बहुमातो भूत्वा यास्यसि दाध्यवम् अवाच्य वदश्च भून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिता निदन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम् हतो वाप्यस्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मात् कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चय सुखदुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभौ जयाजयौ ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्य नैवं पापमवाप्स्यसि. Okay. So we did till here. We will try to finish this section pretty soon, and we'll see what we can do for the remaining part, right? So last week what we discussed couple things. There were a couple questions that you guys asked and I was giving an answer, and I want to make sure that I was clear last week what I said. So the first question was like, we discussed about that P was equal to like happiness. We tried that formula and then we mixed it with karma, artha and dharma, right? We mixed with it. So we said pleasure was like kama. We did engagement was like artha. And then we put M was like dharma. Right? So we always talk about like, you remember, and Krish made that comment last week. That's why I brought this topic again, because there is a very much important part that we need to understand. Usually we say that kama is like when we are student, right? The pleasure comes when we are student. We are thinking about a lot of pleasurable things. Then we get the career and we start doing jobs and we have families and everything. Then this comes. Then dharma comes like so. the stages of life that we discussed before. Stages of life was what? Brahmacharya. Then we say Grihastha ashram. Then we talk about sannyasa. And then we talk about vanaprastham, right? So all these one we connected with this. But now real meaning right now, as I said, that life has been changed since those rules were made long time back, right? The rules were made when, long ago, when that was the right way to live the life. But right now people can go from even becoming a bachelor, they are studying, but then they already got retirement at 20 because they made a good YouTube video and they got so popular, they got a lot of money and they retired, right? So it's not about the age or what stage are you in the life. It doesn't matter anymore now. So what happens is we have another word that we talk about, moksha. Okay, that one is what we discuss is it's freedom. Everybody talk about this freedom differently, right? We said that freedom from what? Freedom from birth to birth, death to birth, or freedom from anything that makes us unhappy, right? Freedom from sorrow. That's what we are taking it here, right? So when we talk about meaningful life, we were talking about this thing. M was what? Meaningful life. So what I want you to picture now, because these one, if you set in your mind like this, it might be looks incorrect at this point of the time in your life, because these one is not, oh okay, I will do dharma when I'm going to retire, right? Or I will read Gita when I'm retired. I don't need to read any spirituality in this stage because I'm at this stage, right? I don't want you guys to think that way, because that's going to be a wrong way to say it. Because what we have to do is, when we talk about meaningful life and we want to have a purpose in our life, we have to start from here. We cannot start from here, right? You got my point? Yep. So whenever the purpose of life is freedom from suffering or freedom from something, it always brings dharma as a second stage. So if moksha is on the top, then dharma would be, and I will take dharma as meaningful life, right? When I talk about meaningful life, we always think about what? Helping others, right? That's what becomes the main thing. So whenever you think about purpose of your life, and whenever you start deciding about your goal, you have to put this as the center. This as the center of your life, right? So it should go like this, and then comes kama and artha. If you keep this as center of your life, and then do your pleasure, and then do your engagement or artha, then all these will be spiritual, right? So I want you to make sure, don't differentiate this by your age, what time you are in the life, or how you want to go it. It needs to be like every time when you think about your goal, it has to start from what are you looking for. It should be a meaningful purpose, right? And then meaningful with dharma and having meaningful purpose, we can do whatever. Like, remember we were talking about what do you want to be, and somebody was saying, oh, I want to be a doctor but help others and not take not take money from the patient or anything. It doesn't say that you cannot earn. It doesn't, the spirituality never says that you should not earn, or you should not have a good life, or you should live in a broken house. It doesn't say that, right? What spirituality says that whenever you do the artha and kama, you have to have the dharma in the middle of your life, right? Whenever this is in middle of your center of your life, middle means center of your purpose, then everything works according to your spirituality, right? So if you earn money, but you earn and you keep it to yourself and you become selfish, then the dharma is not in the middle of your center of your life. Then what happened? What are you focusing on? Then kama and artha are coming in the center of your life. So kama and artha should never be your center of life whenever you look for the purpose, right? What should be the center of your purpose?
Dharma.
Dharma. Right? So make sure that you keep that in mind. I don't want you to take the graph like this. I want you to take the meaning of it from here, right? What should be the center of your goal, purpose, everything. So everything should start from dharma, and then you can do artha and kama with that, right? Got it? Okay. The other thing that we were discussing, there was another topic that I wanted to tell you about. I think it will come well. I will discuss later, so then probably I will remember later. Okay. So, and last week we actually discussed how there is a interlude between Gyan Yoga that we already studied, right? That what are we? We already studied that. Now we are going to Karma Yoga. And from slok number 31 to 38 that we did so far till last, what was it about? That, yeah.
Arjuna.
Yeah.
And how and if it said about Arjuna, and if he wins, he'll like take over, and if he loses, he'll go to heaven.
That's true. Even if he wins or he loses, it goes over. So you got the answer right. But here what happened? The Gyan, what are we? Ended here. Right? 11 to 30, it ended. From 30 to 31 to 38, what he is trying to say, what is your duty? Karma. What is Arjun's duty, he's saying, right? You remember the shlokas that we study was just, this is your duty that you should be fighting, right? Otherwise you will not be praised. Otherwise your neighbors will say bad things about you. If you run away, they will think that you ran because you are afraid, you are scared, right? So that was all the things that he said in 31 through 38. Yes?
What is that word?
Gyan, G-Y-A-N. So if you remember, you guys have to take that note. I always revise this every class when we start. So 11 to 30 was all, what are we? Gyan, right? Then 31 to 38 was in the middle, and it was actually just talking about your duties. Now, Krishna Bhagavan starts talking about Karma Yoga from 39.
39 to 72?
No, 39 to 50 something. 53, 54. I'm not right exactly on time. So now what happened is, why did Bhagavan not move from Gyan to directly Karma? Karma Yoga, why did he? Karma Yoga, not Gyan. So why did he just, these middle-age slok, he talks about a little bit about what?
You have to help Arjun understand everything that he was talking about.
Yeah.
Because Arjun wasn't getting it.
Yeah. So he did not get it, but why did he bring that what is your duty here?
Yes,
Yes.
Arjun.
No, I have a question.
Yeah.
What is 31 to 38?
31 through 38 is duties. So why he's doing it? It's a very beautiful way of teaching, right? So it was like, if I'm talking about karma is duties, right? The actions that you take, right? So if I'm talking about karma, I'm talking about how to spiritualize your karma. I need to at least explain what are the karmas are, what you should be doing. If I don't explain and I said all your karma should be spiritual, what would you say? What are you talking about, right? I don't even get it. Why do you're talking about that all my karma? So karma yoga basically is all your karma, all your actions should be spiritual. But how? What karma? So what is he talking about here to Arjun is, what are your karmas? So we finished this topic last week. So we finished this. Now we are starting with a new topic, which is Karma Yoga, right? So there are two reasons why Krishna Bhagavan starts say these things in the middle, right? First thing was, as we discussed, and this was actually we talked about it last week too, but just a short version of last week conversation I will tell you. So what happened is, when Jnana Yoga, he already gave all the knowledge. Why do we need to go to Karma Yoga? Why do we need more knowledge? We already know what we are. We are consciousness. Why are we going beyond it? It should be done by that, right? But what did we say? Not everybody gets it, right? Not everybody realizes it. So we need to find a way how to get to that point, how to realize that we are consciousness. So that's one thing, right? The second point, why he says all this middle shlok in the middle about his karma, that we will, as Arjun, we are also the student here. If you are Arjun, what will you say? I get it that I am consciousness. I get it, you are consciousness. Everything is consciousness. What about this life? I have a family, I have my cousins who are standing in front of me that I have to fight. What about that? Right? Tell me something that I could do right now. This is body, mind is there, so I need to do something about it. So then Krishna Bhagavan says, okay, let me talk about the actions that you take, right? So we do all the actions. So action every day, every single minute we are doing action, right? Even while you are sitting here not talking, are you doing action?
Yes.
Yes, right? What action are you doing?
Blinking.
Breathing, listening, right? Sitting, that's an action. So you do action, right? So Krishna is asking now, tell me about what should I do with the actions, these actions that I'm taking place here, right? So that's where this middle section comes, and or Krishna explains the middle part, like these are your actions, and he beautifully explained it. What are your actions? What should you do? What should you not do? So do and don'ts he explained, and then he move on to the next part, right? So another thing that we discussed last time was secular life and spiritual life. Anybody remember what was secular life and spiritual life?
Sacred,
Yes.
non-sacred?
Yes. Good.
Spiritual and non-sacred. Oh, crap. I tore it on my
Yes.
phone.
Yes, Janvi.
So the secular life is boring and spiritual life is interesting.
You are so right. So right. Okay, what is it? Who raised their hand? Okay. Anybody else? Anybody from here? What is secular life and what is spiritual life? We discussed that last week. Yes.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, secular is like secular life is like in Gita class where it's like a part of our spiritual life, but like the rest is just a secular life.
Good job, man. You said exactly the words that I said. Okay, what else?
So you're saying that why should secular life, why should spiritual life be only this 1 hour in Gita class and secular life every other time? You have to combine them in order to properly live the spiritual life outside of just Gita class.
So the problem is, when spirituality is given to us to solve all the problems in the life, right? That's how spirituality started. If you are spiritual, you will not have a problem, right? That's what so all the solutions should be in spirituality. But when any problem comes, the spirituality is first thing that we keep aside and we move on. Any problem that comes, any pressure that comes, if you have to do anything that's more important, spirituality would be last in your to-do list, right? That's how it is. That's how it is for everybody, not just you, right? For me too. Everybody in this world, spirituality comes to the end, unless until their ultimate goal is spirituality, right? So what happens is when we separate these two things, it is never that we can find solution in spirituality. If we separate it, if we live secular life separately and spiritual life separately, we cannot find solution of our problems. That's where unhappiness comes, that's where suffering comes. So the biggest challenge for us is to bring spirituality in every action. So the whole life, if we spiritualize the entire life, that's what our goal should be, right? So mix of secular and spiritual life together. That's what we discussed last time, right? So we will see how in Karma Yoga. So Bhagwan will answer all the questions, how to make them together. secular life, make it spiritual. So there should be only one life, that's a spiritual life. So all the action that we do outside, like we think that we sitting in the front of God and praying, that's only spirituality. Or we are attending this Gita class and singing the shlok, this is only spirituality. That's not right. Every action we do, even if we eat, if we take shower, if we do homework, if we do something, whatever we do in entire day, if we make it as a spiritual action, that's what we want to do, right? That's what our goal should be, and that's how it brings to spirituality to every action that we take place. That's karma yoga, right? So you got that point. So let's go and start the shlok number 39, and we're gonna move in karma yoga now. So aren't you ready, Raja?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So shlok number 39, you guys have that open? Chapter 2, shlok 39. Awesome, thank you. What's the page number? You got it?
100.
Okay, come on. Start, Raja. Esha te vihita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shranu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Together. Esha te vihita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shranu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandha prahasyasi. Okay. So in here he says, Arjuna, Arjuna Partha, right? So he's telling his name in this sloka and saying, Partha, I went through the Gyan Yoga with you. So I already explained you the knowledge. Now let's start the Karma Yoga. So he says Sankhya. Sankhya means knowledge, path of knowledge. So he's saying that we already went through the path of knowledge. I already told you everything about path of knowledge. Buddhi Yoga. Yoga means he is talking about Karma Yoga here. He just addresses it as yoga, but he's talking about Karma Yoga. So he's saying, let's move on, let's go to the Karma Yoga. Now he's saying, by practicing the Karma Yoga, you will be free from bondage of actions. Now it's very tricky things that the translation of the shlok is very tricky. So again, I will repeat it. So he's saying, Arjun, we already went through path of knowledge. Now let's start the yoga, the Karma Yoga. By practicing this Karma Yoga, you will be free from bondage with the karma. So, by doing certain karma, you will be free from the attachment of karma. Now, take a minute to think about it. What he's saying. Yes, Neil.
Is this one of the shloks that the sage gave to Ganesha that was hard
Confusion
to
to plan? Yeah.
so that he could take a lead?
That's true. I'm guessing that it would be, because now he's saying do the action but getting free from the action. And he's like, what? What is this? Right? But there is a meaning to it. And he's not going to explain in this slok, but later on we will get to understand in next sloks. But here is the one thing that we need to understand. So what he's saying that he is now starting a new whole chapter of Karma Yoga, which is karma means action, right? So everybody knows that part, right? So whenever I say karma or action, you can replace each other, right? So it's not going to be, if I say action and you say, oh, well, what's that? It's the same thing I'm talking about. Karma in Hindi, action is in English, right? So so Krishna Bhagavan is saying that by doing this kind of karma, so now he is differentiating it, and I will differentiate it too. So when I'm going to talk about action, I will tell you all worldly action, right? Regular action, without anything. We are not changing. We are getting up, brushing our teeth, we are taking shower, everything with the same attitude that we used to do it, right? Because I have to go to school, I'm going to brush. Because I have to go to school, let me take shower. Because I have to go to school, let me take my books and get ready and go. And because I need to come home and eat, I'm hungry, so let me eat food, right? So these are how we do the action is like this, right? Because I need something, I will get it, right? That's what our attitudes are all the time, right? When I am talking about karma yoga, when I'm going to say the word karma yoga, I will talk about how spiritual actions are, right? So there will be a difference. When I just say action, means it's a regular action, right? When I say karma yoga, means there are action which has spirituality in it, right? So you guys will understand that, because it's going to be very confusing. I'm going to keep on saying action karma, and then what karma are you talking about? So when I tell action is the regular action, when I talk about karma yoga, means there is a difference, that's what Krishna Bhagavan is teaching, how to do action, how to do the karma. Got it? Got it, guys? You guys got it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So then, now he's talking about, so what our challenge is now to make all our action, everyday action, to spiritualize it, right? So in Vivekananda Swami said one thing is, you cannot run away from doing actions. You cannot, right? Even you become monk, you forget about everything. No, I'm gonna go run away, and I'm not gonna go and take this responsibility of life or family, or my brother, my sister, I want to run away from here. Still you will have to do action. Still you will do action. Would you not? Would you not have to eat? Probably you don't have food, you might have to beg. You're still going to do the action, right? So if you become a monk, you will do the prayer, you will do spirituality or something. So you will still do some action, right? So there is no way you will run away from anything that will give you not doing nothing. There will be never a day that you will do nothing, right? Even laying down on the couch is an action, right? So Vivekananda Swami said, you cannot run away from samsara. Samsara means? Samsara means? World. Right? So you cannot run away from samsara. You must learn to work with this machine. Right? That machine will set you free. If you learn how to work with this machine, that machine will set you free. What does that mean? So first of all, he's talking about machine. What is the machine? Us, the world, and our body is the machine. So you need to learn how to operate this world, this machine. How? By doing particular kind of actions, right? So you do particular kind of action, that's how you're going to learn how to operate the machine. You never can run away from something. The best way to do is how to learn the best way to operate this, right? So learn the best way to operate this world, then you can get the peace, right? You got that? Then you can get the freedom. That will help you set free. So that's very important for you to know. Now the other thing I was saying that, so what happens is there are different ways to read Gita, right? Some people, as I was mentioning, right? So there are 4 studies given by Krishna Bhagavan. If you guys don't remember, I will remind you is Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga. Right? So not everybody will be strong at all kind of yogas, right? So there are 4 different kind of yoga. Yes.
What are these 4 things?
These 4 things are the way to get spirituality. Right. So we went through Gyan Yoga. Now Krishna Bhagavan is starting as Karma Yoga. There will be some time in the book there will come Bhakti Yoga. There will sometimes in the book there will come Dhyan Yoga. So all these 4 things, how to get spirituality, is given by them. So every school, there are different schools of knowledge that will tell you which is important, right? Vivekananda Swami said that all 4 are needed for freedom. Some people will say, no, you only get Jnana Yoga and you will get it. Some people will say, do Karma Yoga, you will get it. Some people say, just do Bhakti Yoga and you are good with it. Some people say, you just do meditation or Dhyana Yoga and you will get the liberation. Yes?
What is it again?
A way of practicing spirituality. Right? So now what happens is, for everybody, as we were discussing, there is a different inclination on one of these yoga, right? Some people will be really good at Jnana Yoga and they want to follow the Jnana. Some will be Karma Yoga and follow the Karma Yoga. Some will be Bhakti Yoga and follow Bhakti, and some will be Dhyana Yoga. What are you strong at? You can follow whichever you want, right? So you can pick any, or you can pick all 4 and go with it. There is no rule to it, right? So everybody can have their own. Now, as Jnana Yoga just we studied, so I'm going to focus on Jnana Yoga, how to go from Jnana to Karma, right? I'm not taking these 2 in consideration today because we don't know about this. We haven't studied about these 2. So we're just going to take this 2 and talk more detail about this 2, how Jnana and Karma is related to each other, how it is being explained. So just make a matrix. I will actually make it on the board. 3 columns. The first one is problem. The second one is solution. The third one is the method.
How big do these need to be? Like, what do you mean?
Take 1 page and make
The whole
big.
page down?
No. 3 stages.
Yeah, but like the whole down?
No, three lines. 1 line, 2 lines, and 3 lines. So half a page is also more. Yeah, that's it. That's good.
Do we fill them in?
Yeah, I will fill that in. Okay. So what happened that the biggest problem we say is for us is ignorance, right? You remember in Jnana Yoga we read, what is the biggest issue? What is the biggest problem? That we don't know where we are, right? So ignorance is the biggest problem, right? So problem is what? Ignorance, right? What is the solution to ignorance, guys?
Not being ignorant.
Yeah, but what is the solution to ignorance?
Everything spirituality.
Learning.
Spirituality.
What
It's
is
in
the
everything.
middle word?
Solution.
No, and or.
Solution, the middle.
What is the solution? Sorry, solution. I put the short form of solution.
Now that's Sol to the power of n.
Sol to the power of n. Okay, that's how we used to write the shortcut.
What? Really?
Yeah. Okay, what is solution to ignorance, guys? We've already studied that. Ignorance, we don't know anything. Knowledge. What is the solution of knowledge? Right? Good job, guys. So ignorance is the problem. Knowledge is the solution, right? Now, what is the relation between ignorance and knowledge? One thing, like it's a little thing, but I will tell you.
Without knowledge, you cannot ignore ignorance.
Without ignorance, there's no knowledge.
You can't ignore ignorance.
Okay. Now you're going off the line. Okay. So one thing you guys have to remember this thing. It's an easy thing, but I will say it. To get knowledge, ignorance and knowledge should have the same object and same locus. Okay, yeah. Locus means location or place, resident, right? So ignorance and knowledge should have the same object and same locus. What does that mean? Philosopher actually put it in really hard way, but it is very easy. Then I will explain you. Anybody can take a chance of this? Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That one doesn't work.
Can you go in the bedroom?
You can go all the just
Okay.
go all the way around.
Go from here. Go up from all the way. Okay. So, not object. I'm just doing it. Don't do it in your book. Do it separately from the chart. I'm just doing it because I cannot go there. So the object and locus
Put
should
this
be.
in the method.
No, don't put it. I'm just giving you a. So, like, let's say.
Just go upstairs.
Oh. Okay, guys, come on, continue. So, if let's say if you are ignorant,
She's
if you are ignorant of, let's say, physics, right? So you are ignorant of physics. So the object of ignorance is what? Physics, right?
and the knowledge
Can
of,
you-
and the locus of
Can
knowledge
you get a knowledge of Sanskrit and be knowledgeable of what the object is?
No.
What do you want the knowledge of?
Physics.
Physics, right? So the object of ignorance and knowledge should be same.
So the
Physics.
subjects should be same.
Physics.
Just say subjects.
No, I will
What do you
explain
mean?
you. Okay, so
the
you got that
subjects
point?
should be same.
You got the object point, right? Okay, so the object has to be same. Locus, the resident should be same, right? The knowledge of professor of physics would help you
Yes.
becoming knowledgeable,
Yeah.
or it should not come to you.
It will help you.
It will help if he teaches you, but does the knowledge come in you?
Oh no.
Tend to help you.
No.
So the resident of ignorance and knowledge should be the same. You should be gaining the knowledge of physics.
Okay.
Right? You got that? Guys, you both got it?
Yeah.
What did I say?
About the object and look. What does that part at the bottom say?
Physics.
Oh, okay.
I was
'Cause I
just
was trying
kidding.
to read that and I was like, wait, what?
No.
Glasses and lights. So,
You got that point?
There's no C.
Okay, what is it? What did I say? Come
so
on.
the object and
No. She said that the object.
Krishu, I am about to answer.
I was trying to figure out what that was this whole time.
Okay. So can I tell one more time, because it's very important for you guys to understand. So, and we can make it easier as we can say object and subject should be the same. But if you need a knowledge, can your professor gaining the knowledge would be good for you?
No.
You have to gain the knowledge, right? So when we talk about the biggest problem of ignorance, that we don't know what we are. So the knowledge should be what?
That we know what we are.
Object of knowledge would be what?
Us.
Us. What are we? Right? If we don't know what are we, then the knowledge should be about what? Us. Right? So our knowledge. Where should the
method is-
knowledge come?
From us.
From us, right? The knowledge should be gained by us, right? So the subject and the object, or subject and the object and the locus should be the same when we talk about knowledge. Now
Research
thinking
into
about it,
yourself.
yeah. Now thinking about
So
it,
the method would be us.
yeah, I know.
You just can't say.
Okay, guys, let's go. So now let's go to the method, right? So ignorance is the problem, solution is the knowledge,
Method is
method
us.
learning, right?
Us.
Yeah, method is learning,
Yeah, that's not
right? So
learning about us.
yeah,
method.
so if you look at method, we already gave, there were 3 methods that was given to learn spirituality about us. What was it? Shravana, Manana,
and Nididhyasana.
Nidhyasana, right? So there was a listening, reasoning,
And living it. And
and You would say
Experiencing
listening,
it.
experiencing it. Yeah.
No, what?
Meditating or listening.
So we should just
Meditating.
write Shravana, Manana,
Yeah,
Nididhyasana.
Sama is the method of it. So
gonna
learning
need
or
spelling.
listening. No, I would just put listening.
Okay.
Listening, reasoning, and meditating. That's the method to know that. Okay, so that's the topmost problem, right? Now I'm listening, right? You guys are listening too. You already started the Gyan Yoga by coming to this class because you are already listening. You're doing Shravana, listening, right? You're already listening. You're already reasoning. Sonal auntie, why is this? Why is that? You are already reasoning about it, right? So you are already here, and you're gonna be meditate when you're gonna listen. Like meditating is not like sitting like this and meditating, thinking about it, the thought coming in and saying, okay, am I consciousness? What is this? How I am existing? All these things are coming to you, right? So congratulations, you are already on the first step of Jnana Yoga, right? Yay! So this is that. Now the problem comes next, right? People do this and they will say, you know what? I am listening, I am doing it, but I cannot live it, right? And the problem there comes, what is the problem for them? That one is scattered mind, right? Because your mind is going so much here and there. The restlessness of your mind doesn't let you meditate on the subject, right? Krishu, seriously, there is no pen? You have to sharpen. Lay my detu pen. Who needs pen?
We won't sharpen, it's too short.
If it doesn't work, use it. Okay, guys, come on, let's go. Okay, so this when we still cannot live it, after doing all this, we still cannot have it. Then what happened? The problem becomes scattered mind, right? So let's say restless mind.
New pen needed. It doesn't work. Neil needs a pen. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I had to Sharpie. Somebody stole my Sharpie. Neil stole my Sharpie. Neil stole
Okay,
my
guys, come on,
Sharpie.
let's go. Let's go. Okay, restless mind. Okay. So restless mind is the problem because we cannot, after doing this, still we cannot get it. Right? Still we cannot live the way Vedanta says. Like you are Atman, you are pure consciousness, we still cannot realize it. So then the problem becomes your restless mind. So when the problem is restless mind, what is the solution?
What should I do?
Resting.
Go to sleep. Sleeping.
Guys, you will give me wrong answer. No. Concentration.
And what to do that? You do meditation. I'm right.
Change, you are right.
I'm so good.
Concentration
And then meditation.
or focus. That's what we need, right? The solution is focus and concentration, right? Restless mind, it's no brainer that the solution would be concentration and focus, right? The method is meditation.
What do you mean for once I'm right?
Concentration and focus. And you know what? This is the biggest problem in nowadays. Concentration and focus. Seriously, isn't it?
Circle it.
The problem is restless. We don't concentrate and we don't focus. Not many people can focus and concentrate. I had a really great mathematician I was talking to one time, and he said that it's not that you have to be brilliant. You might have to have a little talent, but what happens is for them, it was for how much he can focus and he can hold on to it. That was more important than just to have a talent. So talent is not that important. More important part is concentration and focus, which
Stop drawing.
okay, can we focus now? There is a problem there, big problem
I
there.
Sharpie. I lost my Sharpie.
They cannot focus. There is a restless mind. Everybody here is with restless mind there. Okay, did you get it, guys? Can we move on? So there is a big problem here. Hold on to it. So again, people make a lot of goals and they say this is my purpose of my life, but the main thing that they miss is focus on it. Hold on to it. So whenever you guys make a purpose or anything, this is the where you need it. And then meditation. That's why there is meditation is so now famous. Even in kids, even in school, they actually help you do teach you how to do meditation. So that's meditation. Now, after doing all this, after doing meditation and still I cannot get it, right? Still I cannot do it. So then the problem becomes impure mind. That is why, because of impure mind, right? What is the solution to impure mind?
Purity.
Purity. Yeah, no brainer.
What? I said it.
Purity of mind. And now we are coming to the method of this. What is the method of it?
Spirituality.
No, bacha.
Purification.
Karma yoga.
Karma yoga.
You're writing. It's
Karma yoga.
Karma yoga.
That's the final answer.
That's where it comes, right? So how does it go? You have to start for karma yoga, which is going to give you purified mind, which will help you meditate. That will give you concentration and focus. When you are focused and concentration, then you learn everything about, and then you take the knowledge, and knowledge sticks to you. Or you can go this way, right? So this is the matrix, yeah.
Question. Usually when you have graphs like this, shouldn't the solution be at the end and then the method be
You can go anywhere.
Anyway, matrix you can go anywhere.
To get the solution. You don't use the solution to get the method.
Okay,
Oh, you can go too, but you don't have to ask me. Okay, you guys got that point?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the relation between karma and jnana yoga. So jnana yoga is right here, right? On the first line is the jnana yoga, right? So we start with karma yoga. So when we do the karma yoga, when we practice the karma yoga, right? Because it's a method, so we have to practice it. So when we practice the karma yoga, what is the result of that? We get purified mind, right? When we have purified mind, what happens? We can concentrate. When we concentrate more, we can meditate. Meditation is better, and then we can gain that knowledge better, and then we can do Jnana Yoga comes to us, the knowledge comes to us easily, and we can practice, and we can realize what we practiced. Right? So this is the whole relationship with it. So now we cannot do this top line right now, right? We say that we listening, we reasoning, but we do meditation, but we cannot bring it in our everyday life, right? So we went to the step down. This is hard for us too right now, right? So we are doing a step down, and now we are talking about Karma Yoga, right? You guys all got this point? So remember this chart. We're going to keep coming on this chart again and again. So for us to, realize that where we are and how we can gain the knowledge. You got it? Should I take it out? Okay. So let's go to the okay. Let's go to the verse 40 now. Come on. Let's go to the Shlok 40. Aren't you ready?
Yep.
So one more thing I will tell you that. So you guys understand that the standpoint of Krishna in Shlok verse 39?
Yes.
He said that now we are going to the Karma Yoga, but Karma Yoga will help you to get detached from all the karma. All the attachment with the karma that you get, you will get detached with it if you practice Karma Yoga. So remember that part. We are still in the we don't know, we haven't solved the problem yet about what Krishna Bhagavan said here. By doing karma, you will get detached from the karma, right? So we are still on that. So now he is giving the answer to it. So listen to the verse 40. It's very important. Okay. Guys, you ready for verse 40?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's read it. Aren't you ready, Veda?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Neha bhikarmana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate svapamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat.
Together.
Neha bhikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate svapamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat.
So in this, Sri Krishna Bhagavan says, in this practice, the Karma Yoga practice, okay? So contrary to all the worldly action. So in this practice, Karma Yoga practice, the change of attitude that we bring here, what's going to happen is, by making this Karma Yoga, you will have no wastage of your karma, right? First thing, no wastage. Second thing, that you will be not have any negative effect. And the third thing is, even the little practice will give you the result. Now, he's talking about two different things here, comparing two different things, right? One is Karma Yoga. This is like 5th time I'm writing Karma Yoga on the board. And worldly action. Who is singing this song? Liking it. Okay. So, Karma Yoga and worldly action, those are the two things he's comparing, right? So, even a little, even you do a little thing here, little work on Karma Yoga, there is no loss. You lose things here. No side effect. No side effect. There are side effects here. And then there is even little Karma Yoga will give results. And here you have to complete the work to get result. Okay. Yes.
I don't understand what's on the board.
On the board, okay. Let me read it. Karma Yoga and worldly action. There are two different kind of actions that we are talking about, right? So, by doing the Karma Yoga, by practicing the Karma Yoga, there is no loss. First of all. In worldly action, if you don't complete the action, there will be loss, right? And I'm going to explain you that. There is no side effect when you do Karma Yoga. Even if you do a little bit Karma Yoga, there is no loss, no side effect. In this, there are side effects, and I'm going to explain you. If you do little Karma Yoga, it gives you result. if you don't complete your worldly action, you will not get the result. You have to go from A to Z to get any results in worldly actions, right? So now let's take an example, like a farmer will first of all he has to go water the whole field, then put seeds in there, then then give some fertilizer to the plant, to the seeds to grow, then give some water again, and then harvest the crop, then get the crop, right? So you have to go from watering the land or getting the field ready to harvest the crop, to get the crop. Now if I say that I don't complete the action, I will just do watering the plant and watering the land, do I get 1/4 result of the product? Will I get 1/4?
No,
I
you
should
don't
get a little
1/4
tiny,
of-
right?
You don't get 1/4 of wheat.
So in worldly action, if you don't complete from A to Z, I made a game, right? A video game. I made it, I'm playing with it, but I never went to sell it to anybody, right? So do you get a profit out of it?
No.
You will not get a profit out of it, right? So there will be no profit, there will be loss if you don't go from A to Z, if you don't complete it, right? These are all I'm talking about worldly action, right? If you do a little tiny work of something, there will be like, hey, I actually submitted my homework half done, right?
You'll still
There will be a side effect to it.
Yes.
What will be the side effect?
You get all the things you didn't finish minus off.
Right? You will not get the grades. You will get half the grades, right?
That's only if you got all of the
Yes.
half questions right.
So in
But if
Korea,
you got
what's the third one?
This one, little karma yoga. I just made a short form of KY. Little karma yoga will give you result, right? Now let's talk about karma yoga, right? Still now he did not explain what karma yoga is, right? We don't know exactly what he's talking about, right? But we know there is some kind of karma that he's talking about has these advantages, right? The advantages is even if you do little karma, and I will tell you how is it different. So all the karma that you do, if you devote that to the God and do it, that's karma yoga. This is the simplest definition of karma yoga, but we will practice it and see how we can do it, right? It will be, a lot of slokas will come that will tell us how to do it. So devote all the actions to God will be karma yoga. So if you do that, even if you do little, like let's say I used to do prayer like for 100 times I used to say God's name, but now today I just did it for one time, right? I just said the name one time. Even you do little, it will not be the loss. You will not, Bhagwan will not say, okay, you only said my name once, you have minus 99 and only 1 point you get it. He is not that, he will not do that, right? So there is no loss when you do little work on karma yoga, right? Then there is no side effect. Even if you do a little work, you will get full points, right? Even you do little work, there will be a result, right? There will be, in compared to the work that you do in the worldly way, worldly attitude. Now, worldly attitude is to gain something. The examples that I was giving you, that I want to get up and brush my teeth because I want to go to school, I want to learn something. All the attitudes are me, right? Because I want this, because I want that, this was I'm doing. Because I. So when we do all the action by saying that because I want it, that becomes worldly action, right? But saying as I want to get ready today because I can pray for God, that becomes karma yoga, right? Same action. What did we do? We just changed our attitude or process, thought process, right? We changed that. And that becomes karma yoga, right? So all these things that we are talking about, what Krishna Bhagavan in 40 shlok says, that even if you do all these things, like karma yoga will be beneficial even if you do just a little. Right? So what we do, like before eating, we want to thank God, right? So what we are doing is, because God, you gave this body and I have to give the nutrition to this body, I am eating this food in the name of you. Thank you for giving me this food, right? So when we pray to God before eating, we are just thanking Him to give this God. That's karma yoga. Like if you eat food without doing that, that becomes worldly action. What are you doing it? In worldly action, what are you doing with it? Just, feeding this body. To get energy to my body, that's what I'm doing. So I'm eating food. But as soon as you add that, hey God, thank you for giving me this food, this body who can process this food, and thank you for giving me food. That simple thought changed the action to karma yoga from worldly desired or worldly action. That's a simple change, right? So everything when we do, we talk about, hey, thank you God for giving me this, that becomes karma yoga. Everything that you don't thank God or don't think about God and do it just for us because I want it, that becomes worldly action. That's the difference. Got it? Yeah. Right? So now what happens is there is another kind of action. Sometimes, people do religious action, right? We do prayer to gain something, right? I'm going to do prayer. God give me good grade in math. Let me do some prayer, right? Or God give me this, that let me do this prayer so that God, you will give me more money, good house, good grades, good college, good place. That is kind of bhakti too. One kind of bhakti. That's name is Sakama Bhakti. Means for a kam we are doing bhakti, right? For those ones, it comes in not worldly action, but it comes in religious action, which is the third kind of action. But in those action, you have to make sure that it has to be completed too. Right? It is not counted as, then if you said, oh, I'm going to take your name 100 times, Bhagwan, if you give me good grades. Right? So what happened is, if you do one day, you did it for 10 days, you said, I will do it for 10 days. I'm going to take your name 100 times and you give me good grades and I'm going to do it for 10 days.
It's like this other guy is saying my name 100 times every day for free. Why don't I just pick him instead?
No, look at that. So what are you doing? You are bribing God, right? But that works too, right? I'm not saying it doesn't work. It works too. But then what happens is you exactly have to do 100 times every day. If you do one time 50, then it doesn't work that way, right? So you have to complete the work. You have to do everything. In Sakama Bhakti, if you want to gain something and you promise somebody to do that God, I promise you I will take that, then you have to complete the work. So only one time you will get a credit of incomplete work. Where will you get a credit of incomplete work? Karma yoga. That's the only you don't get credit of incomplete work. There is only time when you get a good incomplete work, not finished work, you get the full credit, is karma yoga. So we need to keep on following the karma yoga that we're going to discuss again the next time. I got it. The time is over. I got it. Okay. So I need one quick thing, guys. What I need you guys to do it. I want you guys to come prepared. I'm giving you a homework for the first time.
Bring a Gita, a notebook, and a writing utensil.
Can I talk?
No, I lost my shirt.
Can I talk? Can I talk? Yes.
Anya doesn't know anything.
That's okay. Yeah. She doesn't have to know. The homework is different. Homework is very different. Okay, guys, are you ready for the homework for the first time? Yes.
Yeah.
Remember,
I guess we have to do a yoga.
you have to take God's name 100 times every day. No, you have to do one action towards God.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so guys, hey guys, listen to me.
You have to pray every night for 5 years.
Next time, I want you guys to come prepared. Just pick 5 minutes a day. And I want you to pick anything. any prayers, sitting in front of God, not sitting in front of God, doing something else, or reading a book that gives you a spiritual knowledge or something, anything for 5 minutes every day you're gonna be doing together. If you can have family together, that's awesome. If your parents don't listen to you, like you don't listen to your parents, if they don't listen, that's okay too. But for 5 minutes every day, find a ritual that you guys can do it. Like even doing Krishna Bhagwan's puja, or putting the bindi on him and doing Vasudeva Sutam Devam, anything that you can come up with. Only for 5 minutes a day. Yes. First you go.
Does it have to be different every day?
No, same. You can do same every day.
You can do.
Yeah, Raja?
Can you do Gita at home, like how in the evening?
Yeah, that's counted, Raja.
You can practice your slow.
I know, that is counted. So you can tell that about it in the next week, okay?
No,
Okay,
you can practice the
I
slow
used to
teachers,
do it in
right?
the morning.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, morning, evening, whatever. Only 5 minutes. I don't want you to go beyond 5 minutes, okay? And if you want to go, that's up to you. I always,
She just said if you want to go,
that's all up to you. Okay, what else? Some raised hand. You, Parthy?
No, nothing.
No.
Okay, any questions to it? Even if you do that Agni Stotra,
Yeah.
that's counted too.
Okay.
Right? But you have to explain it to the class next week, what you do,
I
okay?
got this.
Yes,
Yeah, I have to read till 40, right?
yes.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
you
you're
will
done.
start next week, right, Raja? Yeah, 41.
For the next 2 years.
No, I just next.
No, she just kidding. Okay, any questions on the homework, guys? Yes.
I'll be finding Arya.
Neil.
Neil's doing the slow.
41 to 50 Neil is gonna do. Okay, can we close it? If you guys don't have any questions there, Raja? Anybody there? Any question on homework? No? Okay, let's close it. Vasudeva Sutam Deva Kamsha Chanurvardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Thank you guys.